Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?
My dog went flying through the air over the tree. I don't know how it did it.
Okay.
So again, Bigfoot has been seen.
Now we take you back to the night of January 25th, 2000, on Art Bell, Somewhere in Time.
About how old are you, Mr. X?
I'm 35.
Uh-huh. And you live in eastern Washington someplace or another?
Yeah.
Okay.
A small town. I live on the edge of town.
Little town. You live in a place without a telephone?
Yes.
So you're, what are you doing up there? I mean, why are you all so by yourself up there?
Oh, this is, actually, I haven't lived in a town before. This little town here, I've lived up in the mountains and stuff most of my life, and
so you're an outdoor person.
Yeah.
And somewhat of a loner.
Yeah. Gotcha.
All right. So you went out to get some. It's pretty cold up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the temperature running like?
I don't know. It's right down around freezing right now.
I can hear it in your voice. I know you're outside. So you went out to get some wood for your stove. Something that you must do every single day, I'm sure, when it's cold like this.
Yeah.
Wood burning stove?
Yeah, every time my wood burns, I got to go out and
get more.
Have a few more pieces, you know.
Yes, I do know. All right, so what's outside your door? Is it in the woods? What kind of area are you in?
Actually, it's more desert region.
Closer to desert than woods?
Yes.
All right. I sure know about the desert. Anyway, so you open your door, and you go out to get some wood, and what do you see?
Well, I was going to get my wood from a fir tree. I had some wood stacked there because the fir tree kept it from getting wet. It was real wet snow coming down at the time. And I have two doors, and I walked out my doors, and I stepped off my sidewalk to turn to go towards my tree to get wood. And right there underneath the tree on the other side of my wood pile was what looked to me like a Bigfoot.
Doing what? Standing?
Yeah, he was standing there, had his arms down to his sides, and he was looking through my window. And inside that window there, I got some plants growing on a table with a light on them. It's real easy to see in there.
He was looking through your window?
Uh-huh.
So you were looking then back at the house?
I was looking down the side of the house.
Down the side of the house, all right. As you came
up, his right side.
Oh my God! So you walked out the front door and down, looking down the side of your house.
I was 20 feet away from where he was.
All right. How big was this creature?
My guess is he was about 7 foot 2 inches tall. I figure he was about a foot taller than I am.
You're about 6? You're a little over 6?
6'2", yeah.
And he had to be at least 7'2".
Yeah.
All right. Human features, hair.
He looked about like a big ape, you know. His hair was probably 3 to 4 inches long. It was a beautiful hair. It was grayish brown color. I haven't seen that color on another animal, you know, in the wild.
Right. Was it exactly like an ape that we would see in the zoo, or were there differences?
The hair was longer. Probably he was a little more filled out than an ape, I would say. Maybe he looked that way because of his hair, though. You know, he was kind of bushy.
Face like an ape.
I didn't get a good look at his face.
Yeah, I hear you.
I was looking at him from the side.
Was it fairly dark out?
The light shining through the window there put some light onto him and onto my wood pile there. It was nighttime. It was 3:30 in the morning around there.
Did this creature make any... Did it startle when it realized you were looking at it, or...
It didn't even see me, Art. I stood there. I was just kind of in shock. I couldn't move. I was looking at him, and then I got kind of scared, I guess, fear of the unknown or whatever, and I jumped back in through my first door, and I slammed it, and I went in the other door, and I slammed it, and I sat down on the couch, and I was just shaking.
And how long did that last?
Probably about an hour and a half.
Would this creature have been able to see you sitting on the couch? Would it have a view of where you were sitting?
No, it didn't.
No. What room was it looking into?
It was looking into my dining room.
Into your dining room. Did you go look out that window at all?
No.
I wouldn't have either.
I have 2 dogs, Art.
Did you know
they were laying there on the floor asleep. Now,
great
to this,
oh, that's great for a guard dog, huh?
They lay by the wood stove, you know, and previous to this, 3 nights, 3 times, the dogs, the one that don't bark, and his hair stood up and it was pacing around, and the other one, it barks, and it got really ferocious, and he'll do that when a skunk comes around, but he was worse. You know, I thought he was going to jump through the window. And I made him lay down, and I'd go outside and look, and I couldn't smell a skunk, and I didn't see anything, you know.
That was going to be my next question. Did you smell anything unusual?
No, but I don't have much sense of smell either.
Oh.
Peter Davenport recommended that I tell my neighbors for safety reasons, and when I told them, they said that their dogs had been acting crazy, too, in the middle of the night like that.
Oh, really? Huh. So you've had lots of time to think about it now, and I'm sure you've been thinking about not much else. Are you sure of what you saw?
Yeah, I'm real sure, Art.
When you finally did get up after being in shock, it was gone.
Yeah.
Were there footprints outside?
No, the area underneath the fir tree is all covered with the pine needles.
Yeah.
And around that, outside of the pine needles, is crabgrass, and it was kind of beat down from the snow and the rain that we've been having. And you can walk right through there and turn around and look right behind you, and you can't tell any tracks or anything's walked through there, you know.
Well, any idea, guesses, anything else about this creature, anything else that you noticed that you can tell us that would help us?
Well, not that I can think of, Art.
It was standing up totally erect.
Yes.
I saw a special the other day on, I don't know what it was, you know, one of the science channels. And there is an ape that stands on 2 feet and walks on 2 feet. And they haven't been able to figure it out, but it does that. And other than that, apes don't do that. They don't do that. So you saw something pretty weird. You think it's going to come back?
Well, I sure hope not. Last night I was pretty shook up last night because I was worried about him coming back, you know.
That's what I think I would. That's why I asked you that, because I would be worried about exactly the same thing. In other words, what
if he does come back, I hope that I don't panic like I did this time. I've got my camera ready now, and I'd sure try not to panic. I'd never seen anything like that before, and it really shocked me.
Well, Have you ever seen that commercial running on television where, do you have TV?
No, Art.
You don't have TV. Well, then you probably haven't seen it. It's a joke. It's where this lady is being confronted with this giant black bear. And there's this guy giving advice, and he says, you know, if all else fails, listen to me very quietly. Don't move. Walk up to the bear very quietly and box both his ears. Bad advice. And I'm not telling you what to do, but I would be disinclined to pop off a flash bulb, for example, in front of a creature like that, but you do what you need to do.
Well, I always thought before if I ever run into one, you know, I'd try and communicate with it somehow or something like that. But I was just shaking so bad and everything, I just really panicked.
Well, listen to me. That's what I would have done. I'd have panicked big time. Your story makes all the sense in the world to me. Peter, anything you want to add?
Well, I asked our Mr. Witness yesterday whether he had a weapon that would allow him to stop an animal of that size if he had to, hoping he wouldn't, of course. And one thing our witness pointed out to me is that he was trembling so badly that even though he's skilled in handling weapons, he thinks he wouldn't have been able to use the weapon. That's part of the reason I thought this was a very good case and that the listeners of Coast to Coast would like to hear about this case.
Would you have shot that thing, sir?
Well, I sure wouldn't want to have shot it. The only way I would have done that is if I, you know, was sure that it was going to harm me.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense.
And when I went back in, I have a little handgun, and I'll tell you, it felt real darn small. I wanted to go get a bigger weapon, but I was afraid to walk past my dining room window.
Yeah, you know, unless you get it just right, small caliber weapons would make something that big angry.
Oh, yeah. I think it did take a pretty good-sized round to bring something like that down.
Uh-huh. But nevertheless, did you sit with it?
Did I sit with what?
Yeah, you're with your gun.
Oh, yeah, it was right there beside me. I was just waiting for something to crash through the door or the window, you know.
Yep. Well, see, you did, I hate to say it, but exactly what I would have done. I would have panicked. I would not have confronted the animal. I might have thought about a camera, but I'm not so sure I'd had the guts to, you know, to do it. So you really did exactly what I would have done. I want to thank you for coming out in the middle of the night, in the cold, to tell this story when I know you really didn't want to tell it at all in the first place anyway, did you?
No, Art, I really didn't. I'm not going to be bragging about this to my friends and stuff, that's for sure.
I appreciate your coming on the program, sir, and if more of you would do what you have done, maybe we'd get to the bottom of what all's going on out there. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Art.
All right, good night, Mr. X, who doesn't want to be known, nor does he want to know, he wanted known, rather, where he is specifically. He doesn't want any notoriety, and you just heard what he ran into.